This is your Thursday lesson for next week, lesson 6, unit 6. And today you're finding equivalent fractions on a number line. Today we're going from larger parts to smaller parts to find that equivalent fraction. So similar to lesson 3, where you decomposed into smaller equal parts. We're gonna do that the same today. So our TETA is very similar. Today, tomorrow, and every day, I can identify or create equivalent fractions by equally partitioning a number line into smaller parts. And I actually think it's equally partitioning and in intervals on number lines into smaller parts. I added that because it's actually, they're breaking the intervals up. So where is my original fraction located on the number line? How can I equally partition the intervals to create more smaller intervals? What is the new equivalent fraction? And how do I know both fractions are equivalent? I'm always gonna add each day. So today, Kelly was baking bread but could only find her 1/8 cup. She needs 1/4 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of whole wheat flour, and then 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. How many 1/8 cups will she need for each ingredient? You're gonna let kids just jump in. They should be able to say sugar, whole wheat flour, all-purpose flour, creating each of those models, and based on what you've taught them, they should be able to say if they need a 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/4 equals blank 1/8. They know that they can either use the factors, they decompose by twice as many parts to then get 2/8, and so on and so forth for all of these. This one was whole wheat flour was 3/4, and all-purpose flour was 1/2. And so if they're starting in this place each time, and they need to decompose this by twice as many pieces, 6/8, and they need to decompose this by 4 times as many pieces to get 4/8. So I broke that up. This is the way that they should prove their thinking, and then you're gonna be like, yeah, and sometimes it's actually easier for us to use a number line. We're gonna start today with our 1/4 sugar. So I'm gonna first create a number line. Sorry, I'm gonna do this down here. First create a number line that represents 1/4. I put 0 and 1 on this first. This is the first time they're seeing number lines. So not ever. They've put unit fractions on number lines in 3rd grade. So decomposing it into fourths first. And they know that they actually need to figure out how many 1/8 this is equal to. So this needs to be present on the page, both of those living in the same spot. So if this is 4 equal parts, how many parts do I need to break it into? I need to break each interval into twice as many pieces. So now I know that this is 2/8. I didn't leave myself much space, but similarly, I'm asking myself, where does the original fraction live on the number line? This one is 3/4 we're putting on here. So then how can I break this into 1/8 if we need to know how many 1/8 cups she needs? I'm gonna partition each interval into twice as many pieces, and this is 6/8. You should have 0 and 1 on here regardless. So those are the questioning sequences to get this level of work. What you didn't see me do is make sense of the story problem.